Let's see how much time the average person spends on their phone. Average person screen time.
Whoa.
Okay, so you guys know how nowadays there's a little AI overview thing of whatever question you type into Google. So this AI overview tells us that globally the average person spends around 6 hours and 40 minutes per day on internet connected screens, with the US average being 7 hours and 3 minutes, so 23 minutes longer than the global average. That is insane. That is insane! That is so much screen time, guys. This is crazy. Double check your sources. I'm just sharing with you what comes up when I Google this. It's also giving us a more detailed breakdown saying that the average screen time for Gen Z is about 9 hours a day. If you are anything like me, you spend a lot of time on social media. And over the last few months and years, I've been trying to kind of curate my social media environment so that I'm as much as possible consuming social media content that inspires me or aligns with my values and my goals, uplifts me, and contributes to a life that I want to have in the future, if that makes any sense. So if you also feel that way, if maybe you don't feel like you're really in control of the creators that you watch, or the content that you're watching doesn't really uplift you or inspire you or motivate you or benefit you in any way, like maybe you feel like the hour that you spend on TikTok or YouTube does just contribute to rotting your brain and you would like to watch creators who you feel add more value into your life, then I want to share with you my favorite creators that I watch here on YouTube to level up my life. So without further ado, here they are. They're in categories of the following: food, interior design, productivity, motivation, fitness. This is kind of a catch-all in one because there's quite a lot that kind of fall into multiple of these categories or all three at the same time, finances, and then lastly, social commentary. Okay, starting with food, there's three creators that I want to mention, namely Nutrient Matters. She does YouTube shorts and her recipes just look incredible. Not just healthy food, not just kind of junk food, but everything looks delicious, it looks nutritious. It also looks like you could easily enough recreate it at home, so I really like her channel. Then we have Ian Fujimoto, I hope I'm saying his name right. As far as I know, he's a special education teacher, but he also does shorts of him cooking on YouTube, and this guy is such a ray of sunshine. Honestly, also like his recipes look fire, but he's also just a really nice, gentle, calming presence to have on your screen. Highly recommend him as well. And the third creator that I want to mention is Joe Oxley. I think the first videos that I watched from him were, you know, 3 levels of something videos, and he also does some really interesting, well-produced food content. I know there are so many amazing, incredible food-related YouTubers, and there are a lot more that I do watch, but these are just my 3 favorite ones that I watch the most. Moving on to interior design. There are also 3 creators in this category that I want to mention. So first we have Reynard Lowell. I don't know where he's from, but I believe he is based in Australia. He has a really relaxing way of speaking, and I find the advice and the opinions that he gives on interior design, interior decoration are really valuable, especially as someone who doesn't know anything about interior design. So he's a really good watch. Second on our list, we have Nick Lewis. Who, if you haven't seen this guy, he is so freaking funny. I'm not even gonna try to do an impression of him because I'm just gonna butcher it. Like, just go watch his channel. He does have really good insights, and I also really enjoy watching his videos about like what you need in your kitchen, what you don't need in your kitchen, design trends that don't make any sense, etc, etc. And third in this category of kind of interior design, interior decoration, feng shui, you probably know who I'm about to mention, and it's Dear Modern. So his name is Cliff Tan. He's a Singaporean architect, author, and he's a feng shui expert. He is the guy, if you ever see him on TikTok or YouTube shorts, he is always the guy who gives kind of feng shui advice or reorganization of house plans or floor plans advice, and then he always ends the video saying, "So now you know." I love him. He is also so funny, but he also really knows his shit. And if you have any interest in not just interior design and decoration, but also the flow of the things in your home so that you feel at your best in your space, then Dear Modern, Cliff Tan, he is really a guy that you should watch, a channel you should check out. He also has a book which I bought, which I also really love, so highly recommend him and his content. Okay, now diving into the productivity, motivation, fitness category. This is easily the largest category on my list, and I'm gonna try to go through these quickly. First person that I want to mention is Bryan Johnson. Hear me out. He did not start as a creator. If you've ever heard the name Bryan Johnson, you may know his name from the Netflix documentary called Don't Die, The Man Who Wants to Live Forever, something like that. He's a multimillionaire who sold his company to PayPal, I believe, for, you know, millions, bajillions of dollars. So now he has like loads of money, but his passion is to make it so that humans literally do not have to die. So that we can literally live forever. So he posts all this stuff on social media about what he's doing. He's basically using himself as a guinea pig for all the things that he's trying to increase the longevity of humans. And it's actually so interesting. When I first heard about this stuff and I'm like, oh, this guy wants to live forever, like, oh, he replaced all of his plasma or something like that, you know, in an effort to have an 18-year-old metabolism or 18-year-old body again, I was just like, okay, whatever, this is kind of, it's a bit much. But the more and more I read about him and the more I also watch his content, like, I fully admit it, I am drinking his Kool-Aid and I actually really like what he's doing. And also on a personal note, as someone who is terrified of dying, I'm a big fan of what he is trying to achieve, which is that humans don't have to die if they don't want to. Also, I think that he's pretty funny. Like, I think his content is just entertaining, it's educational, and I'm a fan. Second person that I want to mention is Melanie Patricia Cruz. I also hope I'm saying her name right. And I really like her. She's very fitness focused. So she works out a ton. You know, she has a home gym. She's very involved in like martial arts, and she and her boyfriend also work out. She has her own coach for martial arts. As far as I know, it's also a goal of hers to be in like action movies. I don't know if as a stunt double or something else, but that's her jam. It's really cool to watch her. She's very locked in on all of her goals, and I really admire watching her vlogs, and it always really motivates me. Next person, more in the fitness space, is Jeremy Ethier. He has millions of subscribers on YouTube, and I don't know how I only came across his channel a few weeks ago, but his content is also really interesting. It's very educational in like the fitness nutrition space, and I feel like there is just so much to learn from his channel if you are interested in fitness, in wellness, in nutrition, and your general kind of physical health. He is a great person to watch. And bonus, he's Filipino. Next person you guys have also probably heard of if you are at all interested in productivity. That is Dr. Ali Abdaal. In my mind, he is the king of like YouTube productivity videos, and he's now branched out from YouTube. He has written his own book, he has his own workshops and seminars, he has a bunch of other stuff and businesses on the side, but he still does videos on YouTube. And especially when I was first getting into kind of productivity and workflow optimization and time management, I would inhale his content. He was all I watched. And I really credit his channel with giving me a lot of the motivation and tools that I needed to organize my life in the way that I have. Dr. Faye Bate is another YouTuber that I really love. She is also a doctor, but she is also still practicing medicine. She's currently a doctor in London, as far as I know, and she also does a lot of productivity, health, wellness content, advice videos, as well as vlogs, and I really like her style of kind of speaking and presenting as well. The next girl on my list has recently, actually, I think in the last couple of weeks, passed 1 million subscribers, which was a huge milestone for her. I have never met her, but I am just so proud and so impressed by her. Her channel name is LenaLifts, and she is the biggest, honestly, like her and Ian Fujimoto, like the biggest rays of sunshine you could have on your screen ever. This girl, she just seems so sweet, so genuine as well. This girl has been through so much emotional hardship and turmoil, and she's been brave enough to also document it, put it on YouTube, talk about it on YouTube. Last year she was going through PCOS struggles, which really affected her skin as well, and by her own account she had a really rough year, but she was still doing her best to like post on YouTube, to engage with her community and her followers, and she's doing better. So she's talked a lot about the struggles that she went through last year with PCOS. So especially if you are maybe struggling with things that your hormones do to your body and it makes you feel a bit alone and just down on yourself, that her channel is so good. And you know what, even if you're not struggling with something like PCOS, she is such a good person to watch. So positive, so motivating. I cannot recommend her channel enough. Honestly, she was like one of my favorite creators ever. Next person I want to mention on this list, this is the second to last person in this category. We're almost done with this category and then we can move on. The person that I want to mention is Tam Kaur. She also has a fantastic channel. As far as I can tell, she started mostly with kind of advice channels, so like how I became confident, how I stopped caring what other people think, stuff like that. And then as her channel grew and grew, she started creating more vlogs, and eventually she branched out. So now she has actually 3 YouTube channels. So she has her main channel where she does advice videos, then her second channel, which is her vlog channel, which is my favorite one because that's where we really see how she lives her life and how she implements all of the advice that she gives her audience on her main channel. And then she has her third channel, which is her podcast channel, because now she has a podcast as well, and she also films it in video format, so it's available on YouTube and wherever podcasts are found. And the thing I like about her, she's so young. I think she's 24, 25 or something like that. This girl hustles. She works so hard. It's insane. I truly don't know what her mind is like, what her body is like, her environment. I mean, she must also have some kick-ass people in her life to not only have the motivation and the clarity of what she wants to do at what I think is still such a young age. I feel like because she's 25 now, but this channel has been going on for years and years. So to have the clarity and the self-belief like that at such a young age is already so impressive. The fact that she's managed to maintain it and grow it as well is also just so inspirational. She has 3 YouTube channels, the main channel, the vlog channel, and the podcast channel. So she has a podcast. She also wrote a book. She also has a newsletter. She also has a guided journal business that she also just started. Like, this woman is doing so much. She's doing so much and she's doing it really well as far as I can tell. And it is incredibly impressive and inspirational. Oh, also LenaLifts also has her own self-guided journal. So if you guys are interested in self-guided journals, that's also something for you to have a look at. And the great thing with these creators like LenaLifts, Tam Kaur, Dr. Faye Bate, they do so much, but nothing in the way that they speak or present themselves or their content really makes you feel bad about not having achieved what they have achieved, not doing what they are doing at the moment. Like, it just, for me at least, it's all just like really uplifting, because there's some creators where they're like,
oh, you know, like, I've done this and I've done that, and like, these are all the things that I've achieved, and if you haven't achieved this, then, you know, maybe you should think about why that is.
But these creators are not like that. They just make you feel good, they just inspire you, and they just make you have a better day, in my opinion. The last person that I wanted to mention in this space, her name is Keltie O'Connor. I absolutely love her channel, her vibe. She also seems really funny. She goes on like these little rants and tangents sometimes when she's speaking in her videos, but I always find them really interesting and entertaining. And she does a lot of experimental videos. So like, I woke up at 5 a.m. for a year and here's how it was. I ran every day for a year, you know, stuff like that. Or she does shorter ones like, I took dance lessons for 30 days and here's how it went. Always really interesting content and always well produced. And my favorite thing about her is that she kind of always works in the fact that we are doing so much and you shouldn't burn yourself out like trying to achieve literally every single thing under the sun, and to just be kind to yourself and pet a dog. So she is one of my favorites at the moment. Okay, so that category is done. Now onto the category of finances and social commentary. There are only 5 creators in total that I want to mention for both categories. So in the category of finances, the 2 creators that I really like that I would recommend you watch as well if you haven't already are Vincent Chan and Nischa. Both of them really interesting educational content in the finance realm. I also really like their style of presentation. Sometimes they do videos on similar topics. Both of them very interesting, educational, and I believe very helpful. The last category that I want to talk about is the category of social commentary, and I left this for last because this is what I've been watching the most recently. And the 3 creators that I want to talk about in this space are Kiki Chanel, Stephanie Lange, and Hannah Alonzo. My absolute favorite out of all 3 is Hannah Alonzo, but Stephanie and Kiki are also amazing channels, also so interesting. And of course, when you're in the same space, content ideas and video topics can overlap sometimes. So for example, Stephanie and Kiki have both done videos about Matt from Matt and Abby, who objectively sucks. I think Kiki also used to do videos around anti-MLM content, which Hannah does a lot of nowadays, but not all of their videos are the same. The latest ones from Kiki are titled "The Most Dishonest Influencer Ever Just Launched a Beauty Brand," NYC influencers are boring, they're panicking, entitled "Influencer Caught Begging for Sponsorships," Overconsumption, TikTok is crazy. That one I actually just watched this morning and it is crazy. Has influencer PR gotten out of control? These are all really interesting videos actually, and I highly recommend that you watch them. And then Hannah does a lot of anti-MLM content, so people will email her directly. Like, people who have fallen for MLMs and have gotten out of them will email her with their stories about what's happened, and she'll kind of accumulate those stories and then also cover them on her channel. But then she also does a lot of other videos that are more on the influencer insanity side of things, and those are the ones that I enjoy watching more. And I think the way that she does commentary is just absolutely amazing. I think she has a master's degree in childcare or early childhood education, something like that, and I think that comes through in her videos as well. Like, she is very, very articulate. She expresses herself amazingly, and I love watching her videos. These are some of the most recent ones that she's posted that I've watched. Toxic glow-up culture and extreme self-maintenance routines. 90 minutes of calling out influencers for lying and being fake. TikTok's underconsumption core trend too far in the wrong direction. And the reason that I wanted to leave the social commentary category for last is because we're talking about social media consumption. The whole reason that I'm making this video is for people who know that they consume a lot of social media to maybe hopefully inspire you to watch content that uplifts you and motivates you the way it has also motivated me, and I believe improved my life and also improved my critical thinking a little bit. So the reason that I left these creators for last is because since they do commentary around social media and around influencer culture and everything that we are bombarded with every single day when we're on our phones and just scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or something like that, I think they do a really good job of kind of unpicking what is going on and making you think more critically about what you see when you are on your phone every single day, when I'm on my phone every single day. So one of the videos that I just watched on Kiki's channel is about Bloom, this like super greens powder that is, you know, paying all these influencers to promote them in their videos, and how they're being really, really sneaky about it. So many of these ads, because that's what they are, they're ads, so many of these ads are undisclosed, and how you can watch a TikTok and think that it's about one thing while it's actually an ad, and this creator is being paid to sponsor Bloom in this video, and they didn't even properly disclose that it's an ad. And it lends you a much more critical eye for when you're going about your day-to-day life, and again, you're scrolling through TikTok and you see things that you can actually take a second and be like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure this is an ad, and maybe not let it affect you the way it might have affected you if you weren't aware of these kind of sneaky influencer business practices and tactics. So that's why I thought that was a good one to end off with. If you're on the lookout for other kinds of content to watch and curate your social media environment, then these are some that I would really, really recommend. And please comment down below if there are any that you think I should watch. Are there any creators that you think need more attention, that you think they're putting out really good, educational, uplifting, inspiring, anything like that that contributes to your life in a positive way? I also really want to know. So if there's anyone like that in mind for you, please comment down below, let me know who they are. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Am I crazy for trying when I'm crazy for you? Am I crazy for trying when I'm crazy for